Welcome to Walletopia. We've had a stream of requests for the Nutsac Clipster wallet. Nutsac. Anyway, Nutsac is known for their bags, which have a nice following. They have a few accessories, including 2 wallets, of which we have one here. So let's get into it. Comes in a plastic Ziploc bag. Not impressed so far. Discard that. Open this up. Looks like we have a sticker. And here is the wallet itself. It's machine stitched. Looks like it's made from 3 pieces of leather. Money clip. Let's look at some of this sewing here, especially on stress areas. Not seeing too much reinforcement there, which we would like to see. Nice weight of leather. Well, this will be interesting. Now to the feature review of the Nutsac Clipster wallet. Nutsac. This is the oxblood color. It's a nice color. It seems to be more brown than some reddish, but that's what it is nonetheless. There are no features on the exterior that we have here. If we come to the interior, we notice immediately that on the left we have 1 and 2 card slots. On the right hand side, we have a flap, which helps protect a money clip that's right here. I like that. I like the fact that you can put cash in here and this flap comes down, prevents it, kind of keeps it organized out of the way from the other cards. And then in the back here, we have yet another card slot that goes all the way in. That's pretty deep. And that is a review of the features of the Nutsac Clipster wallet. Now onto the card and cash insertion test. As you saw, it fit dollars just fine, which means it'll fit Canadian, Singapore dollars, Australian dollars just fine. And you saw that less than 20 on the Euro notes side work fine. That larger, 100 or 50, that would be a problem. And the yen doesn't quite work either. From a minimalist perspective, probably 5, 7 would be reasonable. The company says it can handle up to 12 cards. No mention of the number of notes, but 5 fit in here just fine that we've done during the test. And from a quality perspective, this is designed and made in the United States. It's from a full-grain tanned leather from a New England tannery that's been around since 1897. I don't know the name, and let's see. It really smells heavily of dyes, so it's kind of hard to determine whether this is veg tan or chrome tan. Not quite sure. I dare venture a guess that it's chrome tan because it's, well, it could be veg. I'm not going to guess. Now, as mentioned briefly when we took the look, this is made of 3 pieces of leather. If we look right here, we can see that we move the currency out, that we have a wrap here on both sides. So what we have is one big piece that folds over, and then on the left side we have an interior piece of leather that goes all the way down, and then we have this flap here which is added and provides a spacing right here, as you can see where it's sewn, for the money clip. So it's a nice design where we have a nice big piece, flaps, 2 additional pieces. That's all that's needed here to make up this wallet. The money clip spring is made in the USA. It's specifically designed for this wallet size. Now, we've seen versions like this in the past, and frankly, I prefer them to be this instead of mechanical. I don't like the mechanical ones. These are, it's good you get a look at it right here. Low profile, this actually comes out. So let's take a look at this. This is very slim, obviously. It's one piece of metal, and it facilitates cash just fine. I really prefer these over the larger mechanical ones that you have to keep winding up because they have tension onto them. It's really not needed. Something like this is simple and gets the job done. Of course, this can be put back in. It's not a problem since this is made to be that modular. So if something goes wrong with this, then you're able to get a new one and put it back in. Now let's look at the edges. Now I wish the edges had some kind of a burnishing on them. Obviously we have the fold here on both sides, but in all the exposed leather areas it's just kind of a rough cut, which is a preference. We've seen that in many wallets and it really is a choice, but I do wish it was kind of burnished. We have multiple layers here, and due to the finish of the leather itself, having a nice edge here would have really complemented this well. Pricing on this is $69, and from a usability perspective, there are a couple things with this I don't quite like. I wish there was an external quick access slot, something here on the outside that is great for tap pay. I mean, I mention that all the time. It really is a feature. And as the flap covers the cash and the clip, you really could view this flap here as really creating more bulk, which it does, but it's okay. Because to me, it adds protection, organization, and separation. Now looking at the money clip, it is removable, as you saw, and if there are issues with it, you can replace it. The one thing I don't quite like about this is if you would look at its placement, you would understand a little what I'm talking about. It sits over here really far to the right. And so when we get cash, we put cash in here, one of the difficulties is it sits out when it hits the inside of this, and it sits almost outside. We have space over here, and it begins to poke out of the wallet. That really is simple mathematics and design of having this over here, this end point be a little further to the left, so this would sit a little further to the left. If this was sitting a little further, and of course you can move that yourself, then when you put cash in like this, it goes over farther, and it's completely taken care of by this flap, which is a nice nice thing to have. Again, an adjustment here would make this much more functional than having to make that adjustment yourself. Another concern I have is on the depth of these pockets. I mean, whoa. Right here, look at how deep this card goes into here. And the cards in the back, well, they've disappeared. You've got to dig in here to get them. All cards should, in this case, designed properly, should rest and sit out about like that. Now, on the right-hand side, of course, we have a very deep pocket here. I respect that because this is part of the design of getting cash to fit here. So I get that, but making it equal on all sides from a measurement perspective means that these then become super deep pockets and kind of affects the usability of this. I wish this was cut a little bit closer. These came up and we had greater exposure of cards, and that could be done, again, a little more thinking on how this comes together. Now it measures 4.4 by 3.25 by 0.25, and it weighs 63 grams. Good amount of leather in here. That little metal clip doesn't weigh a whole lot. So it's really all about leather. Now from a perception perspective, wallets are an accessory for Nutsac, so it's not their primary offering. And I do appreciate the design work that's going on with this, but it could be more refined, and I hope they would make some adjustments like that. That said, I know their products are loved, and they do continue to demonstrate great quality in what they do. So now let's get into the final score. For quality of 4, price of 4, it's priced very well, features of 3, usability of 2, too many issues going on here that could easily be fixed, and perception of 4. That gives us a final score of 34 out of 50. Make sure that you smash that like button if you haven't already, and remember to subscribe. You never thought you'd be watching a review on a wallet, but you just did, and it's kind of fun. I think it's fun. Hopefully you do too. We'll see you in the next review.